After making history the week before at home, the Eagle football team traveled north to take on Grand Valley State in the second round of the Division II playoffs. The Eagles had survived wind, snow, rain, and the cold in the previous playoff game against Minnesota State, but this week would be different. The Eagles were Lakerized by GVSU 40-7 in the loss in Allendale, Michigan. After 5 minutes of play, Laker running back James Berezik had already run for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. After one quarter of play, the Eagles found themselves down 14-0. Well, that was just the beginning of a long day for Eagle fans as the Eagles were shut out at the half, trailing the Lakers 24-0. The Eagles were outgained 204-81 in the first half, and Billy Cundiff was sacked 5 times. The donut put up by the Eagles was their first time being shut out in the first half since 2006 against Findlay. The second half was just as gloomy for the Eagles and very long for the Eagle defenders. Listen to these drive numbers, Brendan, and hold on to your chair. This is amazing. The Lakers started their third quarter with the football and drove, here we go, 69 yards, 20 plays, taking 11 minutes and 30 seconds off of the game clock. Wow, that's the definition of clock management. The Eagles did, though, hold the Lakers to a field goal, but the kick made the score 27-0, advantage Lakers. The Eagles' offense had only one answer for the Lakers in the game when Billy Cundiff found Christian Livingston in the end zone for an 8-yard scoring strike on the first play of the fourth quarter. The touchdown pass gave Cundiff the GLIAC Player of the Year, 37 touchdown passes on the season. The Lakers were like the Pistons. They had the answer. The answer was another rushing touchdown from Berezik, this time from 62 yards. The extra point was wide, but the Eagles still trailed 33-7. Berezik ran for his school postseason record 207 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win. The final touchdown came from the Laker wide receiver Blake Smolin as he scampered 52 yards for the final score of the game, finalizing the scoring at 40-7. The Eagles finished another solid season off at 9-4 and 8-2 in the GLIAC. Now you want to stay tuned to Game Time Situation because a little later we'll be talking to 2 members of the Eagle football team on their historic season. Brendan, football is done for the season, but basketball is just getting underway. How did the men's team do at the Rock?
The Eagles entered their November 25th game at Slippery Rock with a 2-0 record and an offense that averaged 100 points in those 2 games. They nearly lived up to the scoring average, but could not hold off the Rock, who took the 101-94 win. Ashland trailed 45-42 at halftime, but briefly took a 53-52 lead early in the second half. The Rock, though, stomped the Eagles after that, going on a 14-2 run, forcing Ashland to try and play catch-up the rest of the way. Brett Wackerly paced the Eagles with 29 points on 10 for 18 shooting. He hit 5 threes in the game and also dealt 5 assists. Cale Richardson posted a double-double with 20 points and 11 rebounds, and Byron Hatcher came off the bench to contribute 20 points. The shocking numbers come off the Slippery Rock side, though. Kyle Camper scored 9 points on 3 for 6 shooting. That's pretty normal, right, Matt? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He dished out 21 assists and turned the ball over 12 times. That's a night in any way. Michael Evans Jr. led all scorers with 37 points, and his teammate Donnell Stevens chimed in with 31 points and 17 rebounds. I don't know how many school records they set. I'm not sure, but in their next game, the Rock scored 125 points, so look for them to make some noise this season. That's it for the first segment of Game Time Situation. We'll catch you on the other end of this break when we'll be joined by Ashland football player senior guard Nate Hollins and senior linebacker DJ Shaw to dissect their season under the Game Time spotlight. We'll see you on the other end of this timeout.
Parents, there's something you can do to protect your kids from drugs and alcohol. Combine ground beef with egg, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs, and spices. Bake in an oven-safe pan at 350 for 50 minutes. Serve hot.
This is Jamie Lee Curtis. Children who eat dinner with their families are less likely to smoke, drink, or use drugs. So, have dinner together every day.
Delicious.
A message from CASA, the National Center on Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University.
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. It's hard. I've been doing it for 13 years. I'm still lame. I do a trick called a 540. Took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until you refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
Is she thirsty or diabetic? Is he tired or arthritic? subtle behavioral changes can be early signs of disease in pets. These changes are often less obvious in cats, which can be better than dogs at hiding illness. But a wellness exam from your veterinarian twice a year can help detect, treat, or prevent many health problems before they become serious. So call your veterinarian and schedule your pet's wellness exam today.
As parents, we do whatever is necessary to ensure the health of our children. Sadly, most parents don't realize that their child's first eye exam with an eye doctor should be between the age of 6 and 12 months. I urge you to take your baby to an optometrist for a comprehensive eye assessment. It can literally change your child's vision of the future.
Infancy optometrists offer a no-charge eye assessment for infants 12 months old or younger. Call today to find an optometrist near you.
Time situation. I'm Brendan Bittner, and I'm here with Ashland football players, senior linebacker DJ Shaw, and senior guard Nate Hollins. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks, thank you.
Are you guys ready to go into the Game Time Spotlight?
Yep.
All right, let's go. Coming into the season, you guys had some high expectations. You made the playoffs last season, and then you had Bloomsburg on the schedule and Ferris and a couple of other tough schools. What were your expectations coming in?
Well, they were high because obviously we had a good season last year and we made the playoffs. So we were expecting, to have a good season even though we had a tough schedule.
Yeah, with every sports team, you kind of want to do better than you did before. And especially being as seniors, we wanted to try to make it even further. And that was probably one of our biggest goals, because to send the seniors out last year on, even though it was a loss, out on a playoff, it meant so much more, and we wanted to have the same thing.
Okay, and then you started the season, you had those two losses at home, Bloomsburg and Ferris. Then you really went on a roll after that. What kind of motivation, how did your motivation change in any way? You guys were playing for your season every game. So how did that change the season for you?
We just treated every game like it was a playoff game. We knew that, we had slim chances of making the playoffs with two losses, and if we were to get any other loss throughout the season, it was really going to slim our chances. So we just played every game like it was our last, and got us a long way.
Yeah, that was something that we were kind of used to, because at the end of the year last year, we were kind of in the same situation. And even though we had a lot of young guys that came with us this year, we still had the experience from last year to where we could keep it rolling. It was like, the first two losses were close and they were hard, but DJ wasn't there. But when Tommy Brenner came up to my room, and one of the other captains, and we talked about, we can't let this slip away. We can't let it happen. And I know a lot of the other seniors felt the same way. It's like we can't lose. So we, not only our coaches, but we as seniors made that a point, and the team, that we cannot lose. There's no way that we can lose the rest of the season and get to where we want to be.
You guys eventually went up to Grand Valley, the #1 team in the country. You've always played them tough. There hasn't really been a blowout since you guys have been here. You went up there and it was very tough for you guys. You were up by 15. What transpired up there?
It was sad that we lost, but like I said, like you said, we have played them every year really tough, and I know as long as I've been here, I knew that their time was coming. And last year it hurt real bad, because actually every year I've been here it's hurt real bad, because they are always come out the rank as the #1 team in the nation, but every year I felt that we were the better team when we played them. And this year I thought we were a better team, and it just fell through. But the only thing was, at the end of the game, I wasn't too mad, because I knew we were going to see them again.
Right.
And before the games all the time, they're always, usually we're ranked second in the conference behind them. They have a great program, but, our program, we get a little sick of that, always being ranked behind them and whatever. And we thought that our team was better than theirs this year, so, we wanted to go out and prove that first game.
Okay, and then you guys had a couple more games after that. You had to beat Indy and beat Findlay. That game at Findlay, they came out and they played. They had a freshman quarterback who hadn't played in college at all. You guys played him, or they played you tough. What did that mean, though? You got that win, that 7-point win. What did that mean to the program? Two straight playoff appearances.
The win was huge. It was huge. You know, Finley. A lot of people say that's our rival. I think if you ask most of the seniors that are going to be graduating this year, they would think that Grand Valley is more of a rival. But even so, Finley is another Ohio D2 school that we do compete with, and we really don't like the school. So we take pride in trying to win. And the win was just huge because, like I said earlier in the season, we made it clear that we wanted to get to the playoffs. That was our number one goal. And going up and losing to Grand Valley, I think with the 15-point lead, I think it kind of sent a message to the rest of the GLIAC and to the rest of the nation that we were for real. We really want to go back to the playoffs. I mean, that's what we want to do. And even though we had to come from behind to win, we still I think made the point that we were going to go back to the playoffs.
Yeah, and another thing about that is, you know, we had a lot of close games this year, and
Right.
it goes to show how tough our conference is. And you know, coming into the game, Finley was, I don't know, 2-7 or 2-8 or something like that, and it goes to show how tough our league is and how tough our schedule was. And you know, even though we only beat them by 7 points, I think, you know, but it goes to show how, you know, how many winners we have on our team and what our program's all about now, because you know, we can win the close game now, and we've got guys with experience on the team that know how to do that.
Did that build resolve from those 2 losses early in the season? Did that build any kind of late game, heroics or anything? Like, you guys seem to have the flair for the dramatic, regardless of which side you wound up on. You guys were always playing those tough games. Did it feel that way to you guys?
I think it's just the fact that we have the talent that we do. Yeah. I mean, we just had a really big talent pool on our team, and anybody could have been a playmaker.
Okay. So you made the playoffs. What did it feel to have that home game here?
It
was pretty awesome.
It was a good feeling, yeah. It was a good feeling for our fans and our program.
And then you came out and you beat Minnesota. They came. The weather was crazy in that day.
Yeah.
Talk a little about that.
I didn't get to play that game.
You had that hurt.
It was a really exciting game. You know, we were really excited about getting the home playoff game, but you know, like Coach was saying all year, the one thing we want to do is beat Grand Valley, or beat the team before Grand Valley, beat Grand Valley, beat the team after Grand Valley, and then make it to the playoffs, and then win a playoff game. So, you know, we won the game before Grand Valley. We didn't beat Grand Valley, but we won the game after Grand Valley. We got back to the playoffs, and we had a chance to win the game. Mm-hmm. The win was just so exciting for everybody, and I think you can even ask Fred Finks. He was down there after the game, and he was pretty excited about it too. It was just a good way to send this program, especially with the new stadium being built for next year. It was a big step.
All right, and then following that, you guys went up to Grand Valley the second time. Was there, what were your feelings going into that game? You had just gone up there 3 or 4 weeks ago. What were your feelings coming into that one?
Thought we had a good chance to win. We had a good game plan put together, and everybody was confident. I think we just kind of ran out of gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had a lot of close games towards the end of the season, and not at all making excuses or anything, but week 13 in a row, we didn't have a bye week. I think we just, with all those close games and everything, we ran out of some gas there.
Yeah, I think that's probably the only game that we really let slip away this year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely a tough loss.
Yeah.
It just, from the beginning to the end, we just weren't able to catch back up like we were in the weeks previous. We'd get behind and we'd be like, okay, we can catch up. Well, we weren't able to catch up. And I mean, between the second and third quarter, I think they had the ball for like 22 minutes or something like that, which is unreal. I mean, they came out the second half in the first drive and had the ball for 22 plays, 11 minutes.
Yeah.
That was unheard of. The offense themselves, I know, were like kind of bummed out that we weren't doing as good as we could have been. Billy's a pretty good player. We weren't being able to pass the ball very well. With DJ in the back, McCoy in the backfield. He wasn't able to run the ball, and it was a sad day. It was a sad day.
Now you guys still put together an historic season. You know, you guys have had great careers here. What are your plans now? Your football careers are over. What do you look forward to after this next semester?
Looking forward to healing up my body a little bit, so I'm not so sore waking up every morning and getting out of bed.
Plenty of years of punishment.
Yeah, and then I'm looking forward to being a math teacher for the high school level, and looking to coach a little bit and on the high school level as well.
Okay. Nate?
The biggest thing is, graduating. That's what I came here for.
Right.
A lot of people think I came here just for football. No. I mean, football was nice because it helped me get through college, but the biggest thing was to graduate college, and I'm going to be very excited about that. I did get an email the other day that I believe, I'm not really sure, that I'll be playing in the Cactus Bowl in January.
Okay.
So I'll be getting ready for that, and hopefully that the email that I got was my actual invitation to it. So, and then we'll see what happens after that.
Okay, well, congratulations on that, and good luck to both of you two. Thanks for joining us on the Game Time Spotlight. You're now officially off of the Game Time Spotlight.
All right, thank you.
We'll be back with more Game Time Situation right after this.
So, what have we got here? Sometimes you feel tired. You can't seem to lose those extra pounds off your midsection. And your joints hurt when you take the stairs. Well, you're getting older. But I'm happy to say that there's some simple things we can do to keep you happy and healthy for years to come. We can also lower your risk for some serious diseases the older population is often subject to. Proper nutrition is more important than ever. Your body has changed, not as many treats. A basic exercise plan, lots of walks and fresh air, and most importantly, come and see me for twice-yearly checkups to help ensure the best possible quality of life. Now, how does that sound? Good boy.
Improve the quality of life for your elderly pet. Schedule twice-yearly checkups that include preventive care and regular lab work. A message from the veterinary members of the American Animal Hospital Association.
Do you think you'd notice if you were missing half of your money, or half of your friends, your better half, your half and half? What if you were missing half of your kidney function? You'd think you'd notice, but you could have chronic kidney disease right now and not even know it. According to the National Kidney Foundation, 20 million people have chronic kidney disease, and 20 million more may be at risk and not even know it. Chronic kidney disease is a growing epidemic. Anyone with high blood pressure, diabetes, or a family history of chronic kidney disease is at risk. Certain ethnic groups are at an even higher risk. Early diagnosis and treatment of this disease and its complications are vitally important. To get the whole story on chronic kidney disease, talk to your doctor and visit the National Kidney Foundation at kidney.org or call 1-800-622-9010 for a free brochure. Because when it comes to chronic kidney disease, you might not know the half of it.
Welcome back to Game Time Situation. The Eagle women's basketball team opened up the Holiday Inn Express tournament against the Blue Knights of Urbana University on Saturday, November 29th. The Eagles won and won easily, 92-63, with a great offensive show. The Eagles went back to the old ways of Sue Ramsey, using the fast break offense to dominate the game as the Eagles led in fast break points 25-5. Alethea Lamberson moved into second place on AU's all-time assist chart with her performance totaling 8 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. Senior Betsy Morrison led the way for the Eagles as she poured in 17 points and had 6 rebounds herself. Mickey Coons, Lisa Grau, and Lindsey Warren also scored in double figures with 11, 10, and 10 respectively. Ashland won the points in the paint battle by a tally of 54-32, points off of turnovers 29-7, and second chance points 21-9. Ashland moved to 3-0 on the year and moved on in the tournament as well. The Eagles next face a slippery opponent in the championship game, Slippery Rock that is. The Eagles controlled the first half, leading 42-28, and Sue Ramsey made sure the Eagles would not surrender as they started the second half on a 15-5 run. The Eagles went into cruise control from there and won the tournament with a final score of 78-51. Lindsey Warren led the Eagles with 23 points, and Betsy Morrison grabbed 16 rebounds to go along with her 8 points. Lisa Grau and Mickey Coons each tallied 10 points for the Lady Eagles as the team moved to 4-0 on the early season. Ashland won all the hustle categories again in this contest, outscoring the Rock 34-26 in the paint, scoring scoring 24 second chance points as well as 24 points off of turnovers. The Eagles are primed and ready for GLIAC play, which opens on Thursday against Ferris State and continues Saturday against that other team from up north, the Lakers of Grand Valley State. Both of those games will be played at Cates Gymnasium.
The Eagle wrestling team will hit the mats for the first time in more than 2 weeks on Sunday at the Penn State Open, where more than 700 grapplers will compete. Ashland will square off with several Ivy League schools as well as other Division I programs like Navy, Army, and Pitt. A few wrestlers looking to have solid Sundays at State College include Jesse Campbell, who is a redshirt freshman expecting to advance to the 285-pound final. Freshman Dustin Fraley is 10-1 on the season and won the underclass division at the Eastern Michigan Open this season at 157 pounds. Also looking to place is Kyle Kanega, who is 4-1 on the young season at 141 pounds. That takes us to our final timeout, and we'll be back with more Game Time Situation right after this.
Sure, my neighbors Gene and Louise, they may be superheroes with superpowers, but that doesn't make them so super at saving energy and money. I mean, I like them and all, but when Gene uses that power vision to cook dinner,
Honey.
or when Louise or Starbright tries to save a little on the lighting bill.
Mom, a little light.
I may not be able to harness the power of the elements, but I save significant cash and help the environment with appliances, electronics, and windows featuring the Energy Star label. And I improved my home energy efficiency with insulation. My thermostat? Watch this. I'm just kidding. It's programmable. I don't have to lift a finger to save on AC and heating.
Mom, Dad's making fondue again.
So discover your own energy-saving superpowers. Go to ase.org/consumers.
1,200 American youth run away from their homes every day. The National Runaway Switchboard is here to help. 1-800-RUNAWAY. If you are a runaway, thinking about running away from home, or a parent or guardian concerned about issues facing your child, call us 24 hours a day. 1-800-RUNAWAY. In times of crisis, hope is just a phone call away. 1-800-RUNAWAY.
Across America, service learning is helping students improve their grades and their communities by connecting the classroom with community service. Working together, students solve real problems, build new skills, and apply their knowledge in a whole new way. Inside the classroom and out, service learning opens new doors and brings learning to life. Get your school involved. Visit learnandserve.gov to find out how.
Welcome back to Game Time Situation. The Ashland University men's cross-country team plays 21st on Saturday, November 22nd at the NCAA Division II Cross-Country Championships. Adams State won the team title with 67 points, and Grand Valley placed the highest of the GLIAC teams, finishing in 5th with 190 points. AU's top finisher on the 10K course was turned in by Cameron Johnson, who finished 68th with a time of 33 minutes and 33 seconds. Brendan, that's how the distance men finished. How are the Tankers doing?
The AU swimming teams went to Western Kentucky a couple of weekends ago and had several athletes nailed on spots in the national meets with strong qualifying times. Jesper Madsen on the 200 butterfly at Western Kentucky and qualified for the national meet in the event. Chewy Vogel finished second at the meet, but also qualified for the national meet in the 100 butterfly. The two swimmers also posted a pair of provisional times in the other events on the weekend. Eric Atkinson won the 200 IM and posted another provisional time as well. 5 other men's swimmers, including Sean McGraw, Brian Warhatch, Arthur Gueva, Matt Cook, and Todd Polak, posted provisional qualifying times. The men finished 3rd out of the 4 teams in the meet. On the women's side, freshman Maura Anderson set school records in the 200 individual medley and the 100 butterfly. Both times are provisional qualifiers for the NCAA spring meet. Lizzie Wermer also put together a provisional time in the 400 IM. The women's team finished 4th out of 5 teams at Western Kentucky. So Matt, that's it for AU athletics. But now let's talk some Cavs basketball. They're 14-3 right now. Yeah. LeBron James and company are on a roll. What do you see from them so far this season?
I see a very good offensive team. Mike Brown loves to coach defense, but the question mark becomes, can they score on offense? LeBron and company, Mo Williams has been a big factor in that offense. They've been able to score, and like you said, Brendan, 14-3 is a great record.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with the way, a lot of teams that play defense aren't necessarily running gun teams as well. But the Cavs can play to anybody's style. They can slow it down with anybody. And like we saw, they played the Warriors last week, and they just annihilated them in the second half. It wasn't even close. So yeah, I think Mo Williams has been a big key in that for them, and Delonte West might be the most improved player in the league.
Exactly right. Now, finally, LeBron has some point guards to help him get the basketball without having him run up and down the floor and keeping it all by himself. He has some core people around him to help maybe win an NBA championship.
And it seems like each year Zydrunas Ilgauskas is going to get older and older, and he's still playing very well. We thought this style of basketball wouldn't have fit him. He's their second leading scorer. It's done very well for him too, and Ben Wallace has played well.
Yeah, you would think with a player like Zydrunas, the older you get, the slower you get, and he's getting slower, as you can tell, running up and down the floor. But like you said, he's still scoring, and he's still contributing to a Cavs offense and defense.
Yep, not too much to be disappointed about with the Cavs so far. They're having some fun. We're having fun watching them, and we hope you had fun joining us tonight. And that does it for the fall semester of Game Time Situation.
It's been a pretty good time working up here. I think I'm getting used to this seat.
Well, it's been fun with all the winning programs coming out of Ashland.
And we have a whole spring semester to look forward to.
Join us again in January. Good luck on finals, and good night.
Good night, everybody.